2-0 versus 2-0 in the Northwest Crossroads Conference. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, RSN YouTube, regionsports.com, and IHSAATV.org. We come to you tonight from Maryville on the campus of Andrean High School as Von Tobel presents the Hobart Brickies taking on the Andrean 59ers. I'm Matt Sossler. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game. Josh Huddleston will be joining us in just a moment, and we're just about underway. The sun is just about set. The lights are illuminated on an all-grass field. Hobart will kick from right to left, wearing their away whites, and similar to the Fighting Irish, their gold helmets. As for Andrean, they're in their home reds. On the left side of the field, gold helmets for Andrean. Nothing, 2-0 versus 2-0. The arm is up, and we're underway here in Andrean. We get a whistle, though, as Micah Jones catches it just beyond the goal line on the far side in the end zone. Wait to see what the ruling is here. Looks like we'll run it back, and Hobart will re-kick on the false start, so they'll back up 5. Xander Langford and his unit was a little discombobulated to start, and this is big because Micah Jones is one of the best return men in the entire state of Indiana, ranks 8th in total yards. So given the extra 5 yards of comfort for Micah Jones, we'll see if Hobart changes things up here. "12 minutes on the clock, and the Brickies reconvene. Langford takes his 10-step and 3-step side step. Jones is back for Andrean. Hand in the air, a line drive kick. Fielded by Jones at the 5 far hash. Continues right down Main Street, cuts near side, still rolling. Flag on the play at the 15. Jones turns before he's wrestled down at the 26-yard line in between the numbers and the near sideline. But first the flag. We'll call an illegal block on the 59ers. So that'll back him up. A good return by Micah Jones to start. And a solid open field tackle by Connor Stafford of Hobart. Josh Huddleston has joined us. Josh, I'll get to you actually right now as they mark off the penalty yardage. Hobart versus Andrean, 2-0 versus 2-0 in conference play. What do we look out for here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, this is always one of those rivalries that a lot of people, you think Hobart, you think Griffith or Lowell, but, Andrean's got a roster with some Hobart kids on it, so, these games get you psyched up.
Single back formation for the 59ers. Finley's at the bottom of the formation. Shotgun snap. Ballantyne rolls far side, hits the hash, winds and fires far side, and that ball is complete. Just beyond the 40-yard line, deep down the field. Cole Jenkins on the reception at the 42-yard line. He had to climb the ladder for that first down, 59ers.
Yeah, they ran a bootleg to the far side of the field, and Ballantyne stood in the pocket strong, took a big hit, and he threw a jump ball. Perfect coverage, but just a lot better a play going up to the top and getting it.
That first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. First down and 10 for Andrean. 11:38 left to go in the opening quarter. Still no score from their own 44-yard line at the far hash. Men in motion as Ballantyne stares into the 4-man front for Hobart. Snap back. Hand off to J.J. Bowles. Goes right up the middle for a gain of 6. Split the left guard and the center, brings up second down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Andrean, started off your kickoff return with the penalty, and now after a big play and a nice positive gain on first down, they're throwing a lot at Hobart. They're going to challenge Hobart's defense from formations and alignment and seeing how the Brickies are able to respond.
Second down as the 59ers are nearing midfield. Finley is the lone man on the near side just north of the numbers. Shotgun snap, Ballantyne hands off to Jones on the end around. Breaks a tackle, breaks 2 or 3 before a handful of white jerseys bring him down just around the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, they ran a jet sweep to the near side of the field. Jones had to slow up a little bit. The timing was a little off, which allowed Hobart to gain some penetration in the backfield to break that up and able to tackle him for a net gain.
3rd down and 6. From their own 48 for Andrean. First drive of the game, still no score with just over 10 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Finley's all alone at the top of the formation. Jones in motion. Bowles is in the passenger seat to Ballantyne's left. Shotgun snap, Ballantyne, a boot to the far side, hits the hash, turns the corner, shakes 1, shakes 2, but it's just short of the first down marker, just shy of the 50-yard line, and it looks like Andrean's going to bring on the punt team.
Yeah, he had a guy short. I don't know if he saw him, if his first read was the deep read and was working his way back to the line of scrimmage, but he put his head down and planted his foot. Good pursuit by Hobart. Tell you what, sometimes those first set of plays are scripted. You want to see how the defense is going to align, so you look for Andrean to have a bigger second drive.
4th down and 6 from their own 48. Cusick back to punt. Sends a sky-high kick that's short, hits at the 30 on the far side before coming to rest at the 22-yard line, right on par with the far numbers. And that's where the Brickies take over. So the first time we see the Hobart offense, led by Johnny Sorensen, the Lake Central transfer, part of a massive carousel of transfer quarterbacks around Northwest Indiana.
The transfer portal is alive and well in high school football.
Something you really don't hear, but Noah Ehrlich, the former quarterback for the Brickies, he's playing at Crown Point now.
Yeah, it's been the off season. You kind of wake up and you read Twitter and you see who went where.
1st down and 10 for the Brickies at their own 22-yard line from the far hash. Shotgun formation, Sorensen stares into the 3-man front for the 59ers. Snap back. It's a keeper for Sorensen. Hits the far numbers at the 30, 35, 40 before he rolls out of bounds on the far side. But it's good enough to move the sticks. Another solid gain on the ground, and that 1st down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville for Hobart.
Yeah, I tell you what, looks like Hobart's trying to move Caldwell around. They're trying to figure out, it looks like Andrean's going to play him 2 over the top. So it looks like Hobart's going to move him around, and that's exactly what they did. And Andrean was not set up on the defensive side, so they were a little caught off guard, but they were bailed out by the holding penalty.
That'll move it back to the 23 of Hobart. 1st down and 10, just over 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Still no score. Caldwell is all the way at the bottom of the formation. Snap. Hand off to Pickett. Pickett hits the far numbers before he's wrestled down on the far side. Inbounds at the 26-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, just a straight give to Pickett. He got behind his big offensive line and was able to have a nice chunk of 6 yards right there on the play.
Max Pickett, 45 attempts entering today. He's been the bell cow for the Brickies. 2nd down and 4 for Hobart. Sorensen takes the snap. Another handoff to Pickett. He's wrestled down in the backfield. J.J. Bowles on the stop behind the line. Brings up 3rd down. J.J. Bowles, a man that's starting to receive a lot of college offers, makes a big play early.
Yeah, you know what? He just kind of shot the gap there. He watched the guards pull, and he shot the gap, and it was a kind of a slow-developing play in the backfield, and J.J. Bowles shot that gap and made the tackle in the backfield. 3rd
down and 4 from their own 25-yard line for Hobart. Caldwell's the lone man to the left of the formation. Shotgun snap. Sorensen settles into the pocket, breaks free, now cuts towards the far numbers, tries to escape one more, has the 1st down before he's knocked out of bounds shoulder high. A 1st down for the Brickies, and there we have the video for you. So I'll talk a little bit less and let Josh take it.
Yeah, great pocket presence by J.J. Sorensen. His first read he wanted to go to was not there. He stepped up in the pocket, allowed the pocket to develop around him, and he skated out the backside, and a heck of a block by the receiver on the far end.
A 1st down for Hobart, and that's another Four Seasons Mechanical 1st down. Pickett takes it up, has some space, and the Brickies continue to move the sticks.
Sorry, we were so excited we got video. That was actually 4th and 1. They Coach Osika rolling the dice early on here.
But that run more than enough to move the sticks. So Hobart knocking on the door of midfield. Sorensen gives to Pickett. And another solid first down gain. The run game has been the kryptonite for this Andrean defense. Davis of Valparaiso a couple weeks ago had himself a night on this very field, and we're starting to see a similar narrative in terms of the ground game for the opponents of Andrean.
Yeah, it looks like Andrean's trying to play a two-shell. They're respecting the speed of the Hobart receivers, which means they have less guys in the box committed to stopping that run.
Second down and 4. Another handoff. Pickett this time. Doesn't quite work out as well. Brings up third down.
Yeah, just a straight a give there again by Hobart. Looks like almost the exact same play as they ran previous. Andrean started to commit a little more guys to the box. They're starting to pin their ears back and come.
Third down and 3. Sorensen calls his own number and barely gets beyond the sticks. So the drive continues for the Brickies. Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
Yeah, that was kind of a zone read there where Sorensen kind of kept it, and he kind of got behind Pickett there. I don't think Pickett saw the safety coming up. Had he made that block, Sorensen would have been off to the races.
Brickies are in plus territory, and Sorensen, same play, and it's a similar result. Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down, and they seem to like running it to the far side.
Yeah, it looks like that was just a straight power run. That was the old Tim Tebow Florida Gators back in the 08 days. Just straight power run to the far side and got behind the blockers and picked up a first down. When you play 11 on 11 with a running quarterback, it's a challenge for the defense to cover all the gaps.
And Sorensen, like you said, is a big threat with his legs. He already has 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. And he'll keep it one more time, but the field was able to be the extra defender for Andrean. A minimal gain brings up second down.
Yeah, he just kept it there. Well defended by Andrean. They had both the running back on the read option and the quarterback contained there. Good job by the Andrean defense to stay home, play within themselves while Hobart's driving. This was a big second down here.
Angel Torres on the stop, cleaned up the mess after the grass got Sorensen. Second down and 10 for Hobart. Pickett on the end around, gets tripped up, but keeps the legs moving, so he's able to make something out of what would have been a negative play. A gain of 6 and brings up third and manageable.
You know, I was talking with the Hobart coaches on the far side when I first got here, and the natural grass, some of these kids aren't used to playing on it. They practice on turf, they play on turf, and so we're seeing a little bit early on, a couple slips and a couple losing their footing.
Third down and 5. Ten seconds to snap. Pickett gets right near the line. We'll wait on the signal, but it looks like he'll be just a tad short. What do you like?
I mean, Hobart's having success running the football. I can't imagine them doing anything else than just that here on this fourth down. You know, that's kind of a long field goal, although their kicker does have the leg. I look for kind of just a straight power run with the quarterback to the far side again.
Fourth down and 2. The Brickies are 1 for 1 so far today. They call Pickett's number. And the drive continues for Hobart. 2 for 2 on the first drive. In terms of fourth down conversions.
I think Hobart's ran 8 running plays to the far side of the field, so they must see something in the Andrean defense, or they like their matchups on that far side.
Pickett and Shearer have been the 2 main horses for the Brickies. Last week, Pickett, 21 rushes for 158 yards, was responsible for 4 touchdowns in that shootout against Kankakee Valley. And this time, Sorensen keeps it. But the Andrean defense is able to come up with the stop.
Once again, running to that far side. So I don't know if the coaches on the Hobart sidelines saw something in film or was able to break down that they like that side. Maybe that's where the strength is on their offensive line, but they've pretty much ran exclusively to that far side.
2nd down and 4 for Hobart. High snap, but Pickett is able to get it clean and get a solid gain considering where that play started.
Pickett picks that one up in the backfield.
And kudos to the interior line of the Andrean Fighting 59ers. Held them to a minimal gain there, setting up kind of a big 3rd down. If they get a stop here, puts a lot of pressure on Coach Osika on what he would like to do.
3rd down and 1 for the Brickies. Pickett gets tripped up behind the sticks.
And went to the well one too many times on that far side, and Andrean started to creep up some linebackers. And kudos to the Andrean 59ers for making a big stop in the backfield there.
Mentioned the linebackers. That was Jaden Holmes from the 3rd level coming into the backfield, making the stop. And Hobart, who is 2 for 2 on 4th downs on this drive, looks to make it 3. Sorensen, hands off, close to the sticks. And Andrean stands tall, no points for Hobart, and the 59ers get the ball back.
Hey, Andrean had that bend but don't break on their homecoming tonight. They're giving these fans something to cheer for. The fans came to life, and now we'll start to see the cat and mouse game within the game, right? So Andrean came out, had a drive, ran a bunch of different formations, threw a lot at Hobart. That long drive allowed the Andrean coaches the time to go through, see kind of what's going on there, and we'll see what they come out with on their 2nd drive of the night.
Don't forget, we're going to go ahead and honor you guys.
The 59ers were forced to punt their last time out.
To the west end zone under the goalpost.
Valentine's 2nd opportunity. Hands off to J.J. Bowles, who keeps the legs spinning.
Bowles off the left side, gains around 2 or 3.
Brings up 2nd down. And I mentioned J.J. Bowles and his college recruiting adventure. Interest from schools like Marshall, Toledo, Miami, Ohio, and Central Michigan, a solid bunch
And probably,
for just a sophomore.
Probably more to come.
You already have the MAC calling, and you haven't even played 2 seasons of varsity football.
Defensive penalty.
Flag on the Brickies, so that'll march the 59ers up a few.
A personal foul. Looked like there's a scuffle going down on the near side over here.
This will be a 10-yard penalty from the spot.
Right you are, 10 yards for the personal foul, a rivalry game.
We were talking earlier in the broadcast about, some of these kids on the Andrean team are from Hobart, and so, no love lost here. They get up and excited for this game.
These 2 teams are quite familiar with each other. We'll give you a brief history of the rivalry in just a few moments, but for now, a fresh set of downs for the 59ers. Press coverage for Hobart. And it's Dumas, but he goes nowhere this time around.
Dumas brought down in the backfield, 2-yard loss.
Maurice MacArthur got in the backfield for Andrean.
Yeah,
And after a costly penalty, drives him back.
Yeah, and Andrew Martinez, it looked like they just shot the gaps there, and they got off the ball like lightning there and made a tackle in the backfield. Now we'll see if Andrean and Valentine, they have quite the aerial attack, so we'll see if they start to challenge this secondary of Hobart.
Not to mention Jimmy Finley, who you'll see playing on Saturdays in the not so far future. Like you mentioned, the aerial attack. This time it's short to Dumas. Dumas has some space, cuts back, And just like the doctor ordered, first down 59ers.
Yeah, Andrean's screen game is so good. They showed motion this way. They drew the eyes of the defense to us, to the near side, and then they snuck that screen out to the backside and had a wall set up and a big first down from Andrean.
That first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists. Waning moments of the first quarter. Another screen. This time it's to Jones.
Valentine's pass complete to Jones.
And that's two successful screens from the 59ers. They do not have to snap the ball as the quarter will run out before the play clock. But what do you do here, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, you got momentum. I mean, just keep it going. I mean, they just ran two screens, a regular screen to the far side and the bubble screen to the near side. And I mean, I don't see why you wait till the clock runs out, get set, and snap the football.
10 seconds left in the opening frame. Some confusion for the 59ers, and the clock will win the race. So at the end of one, each team has had a complete drive and still no score here in Maryville. You are watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud my family's been doing business here for 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families be
Friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Like I said, tonight's forecast, high 60s, low 70s, and not a cloud in the sky. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston on Game Night in the Region, presented by Von Tobel. Andrean is driving right now after a key fourth down stop after the Brickies were knocking on the door.
I tell you what, that was a college-level play right there, that RPO. You put it in the running back stomach, you let the linebackers bite up, and then you throw the slant in right behind them. That was a great-looking play from Andrean.
Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. And Andrean's in plus territory as they seek to strike first. Time running out, another screen. Jones is able to shake, but is eventually stacked up.
Pass complete to Micah Jones off the left side. Brought down by
A host
Brickies.
of Brickies, but
Loses about 3
Micah
yards.
Jones has just showed his elusivity so far tonight.
Yeah, that was that would have a 5-6 yard loss, and he was able to break a couple tackles and make it only a 2.5 yard loss there. So, he's elusive, and he's got those hips, and I mean he's electric.
It was Connor Stafford on the first go. He missed, but then got bailed out by his teammates. But like you said, Josh, still a loss of 2, but viewed as a positive from the 59ers' perspective, considering what could have been. Still in plus territory. Valentine, clock running out. Pass is complete, just short of the sticks. It sailed over the head of Jimmy Finley and into the hands of Cole Jenkins. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but nonetheless, a solid play by the 59ers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Valentine was running. The blitz off the edge came untouched. He recognized it, sprinted to the far side, and threw a ball, a laser on the run. And what a great throw, pitch and catch for a first down.
They'll say that he did cross, so it is a Four Seasons mechanical first down. Finley's the lone man. He has one-on-one right on the near numbers. Jones in motion. High snap. Jones gets it again. And he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage by a bunch of white jerseys.
I like the concept there. Motion him one way and then motion him back. Especially when the defense is adjusting and trying to play matchup and personnel. Those motions really wreak a lot of havoc on the defense. Good kudos to Hobart for making a great play on that. But look for them to come back to that in the game. They just kind of saw how Hobart was trying to adjust and play matchups.
And if you get Jimmy Finley in a one-on-one, he's the number 3 receiver in the region. Do you take that? Especially on a situation like that? We'll get your answer after second down and 11. Finley's in motion and comes to rest in the slot. Midnight ticking on Ballantyne. And has to result to the throwaway, but back to the point on Finley.
Yeah, I mean, you got one of the best receivers in the game who can go up and get it and compete on pretty much any ball. I think you'll take those chances anytime you could get them. And Hobart's trying to prevent having guys one-on-one in isolated situations by the way they're rolling their coverage and bringing pressure so those guys don't have to cover as long. But we're seeing Hobart do something a little different than we've seen them do in the past. They're actually pressing the receivers and trying to throw off the timing of Andrean's quick game.
6 seconds to snap. Third down and 11 for Andrean, and they'll talk it through.
That'll be a timeout for the 59ers, first of the half.
First of the half for the 59ers.
Football.
Langel's Pizza has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Langel's serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations in Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Order online at langelspizza.com. Langel's Pizza, the official pizza of the Region Sports Network.
Peter Chakula.
They got some homecoming here. They got honoring the 60th anniversary. And they got some good food up here. You could smell it.
Mention the pizza. They got the good food up here as well.
Meatballs.
It's always a special day, homecoming. I miss those days. You got the 60th anniversary, too, so this is not just any old homecoming. This is a big homecoming.
Jimmy Roden, Owen Satoski.
Crowd's filled in nicely.
John Vidal.
Crowd hoping to cheer on their 59ers to a win. And it would be a big one indeed. Third down and 11 for Andrean. Ballantyne under some duress. And another first down for the 59ers. They just love that corner out, and Cole Jenkins has been Johnny on the spot so far this Friday night.
I tell you what, Valentine is quite the athlete. The blitz came, he was able to make a miss, and then he escaped the pocket, and he had another defender there wide open against him, and he put a little shimmy shake on him, kept his eyes downfield the whole time, and threw an absolute laser for a big first down.
Ballantyne already has a couple of D3 offers, but he's not stopping yet. A senior, so he's going to have to make that decision sometime soon, but you never know what film you can put on tape and spark somebody's interest.
Yeah, tonight, this first half looks good. You know, he's doing a lot of good things.
Fresh set of downs for Andrean. Ballantyne showcases his legs once again. Now showcases his arm, but too much intended for Finley, but at that point it's just break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah, you know what? It looked like he was going to run, and then the defender stepped up, and it looked like he was going to throw. And then coverage was good, and then he looked like he was going to run again, and then finally he just that mental clock expired in his head, and he just launched it out of bounds.
Second down, Niners, who are coming up 1-14 win. Through for 203 yards. Also had a rushing touchdown to his name. And it looks like Andrean will back up some miscommunication on behalf of the 59ers.
Yeah, the far tackle got a little excited and flinched in his stance. And tell you what, if you're the referee, you saw it because all 11 Hobart defenders pointed.
And Andrean shuffled their offensive line a little bit this year. You got Ben Novak, who was the left tackle a few weeks ago. He's now right guard. Connor Gersevich, who the flag was called on, he was a right guard. Now he's at right tackle.
Yeah, I think Andrean's I don't think they've had the same starting five up front all season. Just trying to get that mesh going and figure out what works best for them. And tonight it looks like it's working.
Second down and 15. Rush up the gut. Able to get back near the original line of scrimmage for J.J. Bowles, but still third down and long.
Yeah, I feel like the flow of this game, you might be in 4-down territory. Kind of see what if Andrean tries to cut it in half. There's a couple coaching strategies here. Do you cut it in half and try to maybe even make a manageable field goal, or have to go for it on 4th down?
PJ Cusick is 1 for 1 this season. His longest was from 24. If Andrean is stopped where they are now, it'll be a field goal in the 40s. Valentine looks to change that. A little teardrop. Jones makes the catch.
Valentine's pass complete.
Helmet comes off, so he'll have to take a seat for a play. But the sticks move, mission accomplished for the 59ers.
Tell you what, they always say there's no defense to a phenomenal catch, and sometimes if you're Connor Stafford here on the near side, you just tip your cap. There's not much you could do in that situation. Play breaks down, it turns into backyard football, lob a ball up, and he makes a heck of a catch.
And Stafford's one of the better defenders in the region, had a key interception on a rack last week. But sometimes, like you said, there's just no solution for backyard football. First down and goal for the 59ers. Dumas in motion, 5 wide. Valentine to the end zone. Second down and goal.
I'll tell you what, the interior line of the Brickies they're in a track meet right now. They're running for Valentine. They can't catch him, but they are running. So almost on every play, they are sprint. So we will see kind of how this shakes out over time.
Finley is up top, all alone. Dumas is in the backfield. Second down and goal. High snap. Valentine is in trouble and takes a loss. We've seen a couple of wild snaps from John Lemire of Andrean. A lot of them have been north of Valentine's eyes. And that time it comes back to haunt him.
Yeah, it looked like they had a run set up there, potentially a little read option, and the snap through the timing of the playoff, and they lost some yards. But it seems like Andrean like this 3rd and long where they can play a little backyard football where the receivers can kind of break off their routes and kind of ad-lib it a little bit, and they've had a lot of success doing that.
Third down and goal from the 10. Dumas has green grass, and Andrean strikes first. Ellis Dumas, his second of the campaign. And the 59ers on homecoming look to make it 7-0.
Yeah, I think they caught Hobart napping a little bit there. Thought Andrean would go to the air right on 3rd and long, and they turn around and hand the ball off, and they had a nice wall on the near side, and just he was off to the races, showed his speed and quickness to get into the end zone.
10-yard scamper for Dumas. Extra point from Cusick
Q6
is true.
from 7-0, your
Now 8 for 11 on the season. 7-0 in favor of the 59ers. Hobart looks to even it up when we back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
It's game night in the region, presented by Von Tobel here on the campus of Andrean High School in Maryville, Indiana. It's the 59ers 7-0. In the waning moments of the first half, Matt Sosler alongside Josh Huddleston. And Josh, this ground and pound attack from both sides has been the dominant storyline so far this evening.
Yeah, you're talking about Andrean converting some huge third downs on that drive. Third and longs, kind of ad-libbing a little bit. The receivers breaking off, some tremendous catches. And then on that touchdown run right there, caught Hobart napping a little bit. I think everyone in the stadium thought they were going to air it out. They didn't. They turned around, handed the ball, good blocking, and 10-yard scamper for a touchdown.
In a game where you have two of the top three receivers in the region, and neither of them have been targeted so far tonight. Still a lot of football to be played, but Caldwell and Finley have been in the rocking chair so far tonight. Cusick sends it away. And it rolls out of bounds. Flag on the field. Hobart takes over at the 35.
That'll be a first and 10 for the Brickies on the 35.
Can Hobart answer? That's the question right now. They ran the ball a lot on their first drive, failed on fourth down. We'll see if they go to the air a little bit. They've had some success with Caldwell and Leonard. We'll see if they go back to the air and see if they test the secondary of Andrean.
Like you mentioned, this is only Hobart's second drive. They turned it over on downs on their one prior. And it just goes to show you the time of possession for Andrean as we're almost at halftime. Screen pass. It's Caldwell. Solid gain on first down. Brings up second and short.
He's one of their playmakers. They got to try to find a way to give him the ball as much as they can, whether like that, those jet screens or, jet sweeps. Try to get him the ball because he is their playmaker. He is one of those guys that could take it the distance anytime he touches the football.
He has 4 touchdowns so far this season. Has plenty of college interest. This time they go to Shearer, who's ankle tackled, but it's good enough to move the sticks. First down, Hobart.
Shearer and Pickett are a little thunder and lightning. Pickett runs a lot behind his pads, and Willie the Jet Shearer, they call him. He's one of those guys that could take it the distance anytime he touches the ball.
Talk about Shearer's college interest in just a moment. But Sorensen able to complete to Stafford. Goes out of bounds. Shearer's interested in, or some interest from Penn. And like you said, he likes to bounce off. Depending on the stage of his recruitment, Shearer and Penn couldn't be a more perfect combo. You got offensive coordinator Dan Swanstrom, loves running it outside. They just add Sean Reeder, the tight ends coach, and that guy is a mad scientist when it comes to the run game over at Penn, so that would certainly be a good fit for Will the Jet Shearer. But still a lot of time. And speaking of Shearer, his number's called and picks up a first down.
Now Hobart's moving. They had a successful pass. Nice run. Connected on the pass over here on the near side. Now it looks like Hobart's starting to get a little of that momentum back. They gotta make sure that this drive they're able to punch one in the end zone because Andrean is playing extremely well on offense.
Another Four Seasons mechanical first down. Keeper for Sorensen, but he's ushered out of bounds. Ezekiel Gray on the lead effort, along with Gavin Jones.
That's that quarterback power that they had success on in the first drive. They came back to it, and it looks like Andrean's made some defensive adjustments. They got guys coming up, and the corner came up. The linebackers pursued in. They strung it out, and was only able to stop them for a 4-yard gain.
Second down and 5. Sorensen go to the air and through the mittens. Of Aiden Leonard. Brings up third down. And right now, Hobart's in that no man's land territory.
Yeah, they're 5 wide here. No running back in the backfield. This is typically quarterback all sometimes.
Instead, Sorensen goes upfield, complete to Zach Bloom. He was right on the 6. We'll see where they spot it. And it looks like it'll be 4th and inches for the Brickies.
A 4th and 2. Yeah, it looks like they're lined up. Looks like Hobart's gonna go for it.
2 for 3 so far today. Make that 3 for 4 and more. But a touchdown, save tackle for Andrean. Stops bad from turning into worst. But it's another Four Seasons mechanical first down, the Brickies.
Yeah, that just that explosiveness is what Willie Shear brings to the Hobart backfield. He could take it the distance anytime he touches the ball, and he's so explosive through the hole. He goes from 0 to 60 pretty quick.
Shear will get another chance here. His number's called, goes right down Broadway. Touchdown Brickies. They reply right away, and they go for the tie pending the PAT.
Yeah, no pulling guards, just straight dive to Willie Shear. He got in behind his big offensive line and just pushed it right into the end zone, touched.
Willie Shear's 7th touchdown on the ground this season. Langford's PAT. He's 13 for 18 on extra points so far this season. That one is true even at 7 last licks of the first half. Coming up for Andrean on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Tim O'Brien, former Hobart Brickie and Northwestern Wildcat quarterback. When I was playing, I always wanted to be prepared for the unexpected, planning for what might come next. As a certified financial planner with Edward Jones Investments here in Hobart, I pass on that same philosophy to my clients. Planning for the future is important. The same goes for advertising. I plan ahead and turn to the Region Sports Network because they get the job done for me. And I, therefore, put my trust in them, knowing they are the only game in town. And go Brickies!
Welcome back to Andrean High School in Maryville, Indiana. I'm Matt Sosler alongside Josh Huddleston. 7's even between Andrean and Hobart. Following a 12-yard scamper by Willie the Jet Shear. And Andrean seeks a reply. Back-to-back scoring drives. After the first 3 went unsuccessful.
Yeah, you're always going to get a good game between these two teams. Throwback, old school football, great programs, top to bottom. You know, they're always going to put good product on the field, and we're seeing it tonight.
There's a different feel between these two teams. Each team has a missing piece in terms of departed members of the class of 2023. Drake Bowen, currently on the 2 deep at Notre Dame, and Trey Gibson for Hobart, currently playing at Marion. And those are just the guys that graduated, not even talking about the transfer portal. Langford sends it away. A shank, Jenkins plays it at the 5. Still standing before he stood up just north of the 20 at the 21, and that's where Andrean will take over.
Yeah, we'll see if Andrean's able to have the same kind of success they had on the last drive. They did it through the air in large part. Some scampers by Ballantine and able to keep his eye downfield and make some good throws. And his receivers made some catches in helping him out there. But they did score on the running game, so we'll kind of see how Coach Skinner draws this drive up.
I mentioned Drake Bowen. They were very run-heavy last year, but when you have a guy like that, got to use him. First down and 10 from the 25. Run action. Jenkins has been the favorite target so far today. Just shy of the sticks, but it's his fourth catch of the evening.
Tell you what, that another RPO, run-pass option, that's where they put it in the belly of the running back, and the quarterback has the discretion to pull it out and throw it, or give it off to the running backs. Extremely challenging for the linebackers because they got to play both. That's the run pass option is when run right, it's extremely challenging to defend.
Second down and 1. Leads all alone at the bottom of the screen. It's a handoff to Dumas, who moves the sticks. Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
If you're Andrean, you want to eat up this 4 minutes of the clock, be very methodical in your approach, and punch one in as time expires.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in the opening half. The 59ers have 2 timeouts left. Hobart has all 3. Another handoff into the minutia, and Dumas is able to make something out of nothing. First contact was about 1.5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to weasel through for a positive gain.
Like a rugby scrum there. No one really knew where the ball was at. He was kind of behind his big offensive lineman, kind of hiding out back there, and then kind of squirted up for a 3-yard gain.
And this Andrean O-line has some size to him. 2 players at 300 or above, Novak at 300 flat, and then Stewart at 360. Something you really don't see at the high school level, nonetheless, Class 2A. Second down and 8 for the 59ers. Ballantine keeps it himself. Keeps on going, has the first down and more before he's decked out of bounds. Zach Bloom on the finishing effort.
Yeah, what a play by Ballantine right there. Hobart has rolled coverage to Finley. They had double covered him, a guy up in his face, safety over the top. So Hobart's really playing, 9 on 10 the rest of the field. And Ballantine saw it and then escaped the pocket and picked the first down.
And he was like a Frogger machine on that play. Shuffle step, making guys miss left and right. Another high snap. Dumas this time. Gain of 4. And Dumas has been the dominant back so far in this game. J.J. Bowles had a couple of touches early. But since the turn of the quarter, it's been Dumas.
Yeah, Dumas runs a little different style. He's kind of a little more elusive. He's kind of, gets in behind the offensive line and is sneakily his way in there, if that's a word. Very sneaky.
Ballantine, ball too much, almost trouble.
Pass incomplete.
Right into no man's land, and thankfully for Andrean, they keep the football.
Ball on a 43.
Yeah, Hobart was playing, it looked like 3 safeties high, and the corner came up, and kind of that empty pocket right there that he was trying to get the ball to, and good play by the Hobart defender there.
Really sure, almost on that pick. Another third down for the 59ers. They converted on their last drive. 5 on the play clock. Dumas splits the middle, gets right at the line to gain.
Stumbling, rumbling, bumbling, close to.
Wait on the signal. Timeout called by Andrean, so they'll mark him just short. A pivotal fourth down coming up for the 59ers.
Yeah, you don't want to get stopped here and give the ball back to Hobart. And so this is a critical down here. This is one of those downs that this area where both teams are kind of excited and coming out of a timeout. Sometimes you see hard count, right? Try to draw them off sides. When you're talking high school kids, 15 to 18-year-olds, they get a little excited, and sometimes, a hard count will just do enough to draw the defense offside. So what does Skinner have drawn up? They've had some success in the run game. They've also had some success on that RPO. You got a team that's set out to stop the run.
And Andrean has one timeout in their back pocket in case of the hard count, like in Chin. They're not quite in Cusick's field goal range yet. Thinking ahead a little bit here, Langford has a leg, and the Brickies have all 3 timeouts left. So if they are able to force a turnover on down, they don't have to go far to try and get points.
There's pretty much wins a non-factor.
Fourth down.
There's the hard count.
8 seconds on the play clock. And off to Dumas. Gets just enough to move the sticks by a half a football length, but nonetheless, just enough is just enough. First down, Andrean.
It's game of inches.
All right, that is a Niner first down. Sticks are moving.
A Four Seasons Mechanic first down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville.
Now you start looking at Andrean. We're under a minute now. They got 35 yards to go. They're going to have to start putting the ball in the air.
Valentine has time. Clock ticking, and he's wrestled down. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Valentine scrambles back to the line. 2nd and 10.
The clock keeps ticking until the timeout is called.
Andrean had a lot of success on those screen passes. Hobart just got a lot of pressure there. They're probably going to pin their ears back and come again. I look for Andrean to kind of counterbalance that attack with the screen pass. So one of the ways that you negate pressure is the screen pass, because you kind of let the defenders go.
All right, if we've got anybody
you drop a screen pass over their head.
70 to 79, stand up.
That wasn't ruled a sack officially, but talking about the pressure that this Hobart team brings, they had 18 sacks last year as a team.
Welcome to homecoming 2023.
So they know how to bring the pressure, but Valentine has weathered the storm well so far tonight.
Yeah, when you start talking, Coach Schreiber thinks his defensive line is one of his strengths.
2nd down and 10. Following the no gain. Deep shot to Finley. Gets turned around, makes the catch, rolls into the end zone. He'll be ruled just short. But another fantastic catch by Jimmy Finley. First down, Andrean.
You just got to tip your cap there. I mean, he made that over-the-shoulder catch like a center fielder running back and just made absolute great catch.
Fake kneel and a spike to stop the clock. The 59ers are out of timeouts.
I assume it's got to be all in the air from this point forward. 23 seconds to go. They do have that run-pass option that they had success with. So we'll kind of see what Coach Skinner has dialed up here.
And that last play was Finley's first target of the night. Him and Jenkins are opposite each other. Dumas is in the backfield. First and goal from the 2 as Andrean looks to take a lead into the locker room. Dumas gets stopped. 20 seconds and counting. Andrean has to hurry. They cannot stop the clock. It's 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, I can't believe they went run there. This might be a blessing for the Brickies.
3rd down and 2. Spike, and looks like they'll kick. They burned those 2 timeouts earlier on in the drive, and it comes back to haunt them late.
Yeah, you're talking, we talked about early them having to put the ball in the air. They went with the run game there. Surprisingly, tackle for loss.
Field goal with 5 seconds left.
And if you're the Hobart coaches, you're going to be slow getting up next time. You allowed you allowed Andrean to get back to the line and spike the ball.
Timeout called by
the Brickies. P.A. Cusick on the other side will line up for the kick with 5 seconds left. Cusick, as long as 24.
Nice job, you guys.
Ball spotted on the 2, so this will be no different than a PAT.
Yeah, a little angle to it here. We're look like we're near the tash. So those angles sometimes get a little tricky for high school kickers. But Hobart just called the timeout. I assume they're going to try to figure out a way to come after this.
Where are you guys at? Make some noise. Probably representing the
It'll be a 17-yard kick when all said and done.
Nice job, you guys.
We talked about them taking the entire 4 minutes off and trying to put points on the board, and they put themselves in a position to do exactly that.
And also, Andrean have a 2-for-1. So they have a chance to add on 3, and then coming out of the break, a chance to add on some more. Cusick's second field goal attempt on the season. He's 1-for-1 with a long of 24. This one, like I alluded to before, from a measly 17. Andrean takes the lead. They'll have to kick it off with 3 seconds left. I'd assume it'd be a squib, but we'll decide before that. Little pooch kick here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Give a big hand. Come on, you guys.
3 seconds left in the first half between Andrean and Hobart. The 59ers lead 10-7 following a field goal. Matt Sosler alongside Josh Huddleston. Andrean will kick away just for formality. I anticipate a squib, nothing too eventful.
Yeah, if you're Andrean, you have to be extremely happy with the way your team's playing, the way that they're responding, the way that they responded to Hobart driving down and scoring. If you're Coach Skinner, you got to be over the moon excited on your homecoming night tonight.
Following this kickoff, we'll have the Hose Connections halftime show. Get you some scores out of town, break down what we saw in the first half, and more. Knuckleball. Shearer has some space and has some white jerseys ahead. Shearer at the 50 cuts back before Andrean is finally able to get bodies on something that I'm sure they're not too thrilled about, considering that should have been a kneel down and you go to the locker room happy.
Well, it's kind of the announcer's jinx, right? You said it should be relatively uneventful, and it ended up being exciting right there.
Speaking of exciting, this one's exciting. A 3-point game in favor of the 59ers as each team heads to the locker room on homecoming here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors, plus built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel, building better together.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Have you checked out Send Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Sentier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Sentier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin. For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
In the future, after high school, she'd like to...
At half, the Andrean 59ers on their homecoming lead the Hobart Brickies 10-7 after a field goal as time ticked down to end the half. Here in Maryville, Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston on the Hose Connection Halftime Report, brought to you Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. And in a game that has some dominant receivers, it's been the running backs that have written the chapters so far.
Yeah, you know, Andrean had some success on the ground. Hobart was kind of run heavy on their first drive. But I'll tell you what set up that field goal at the end of half was a heck of a catch from Finley over the shoulder, a next-level catch, and a great throw by Ballantini. He put it only where his receiver could get it. Finley turned over the shoulder, kind of like Jim Edmonds-esque back in the day, for the shoulder catch, and set him up for a field goal there. A little clock management situation there at the end. We thought they wouldn't go to the run game. Perhaps they thought that they had another timeout. The scoreboard did say they had one left, so maybe Skinner thought that. They didn't have it. The Andrean fans let them know their displeasure. Got the field goal, got the lead at half, and they get the ball.
And Jimmy Finley, he's had a good week. Was just named a 3-star rating on 24/7. So you follow that up with a massive catch. The future's bright for Finley. But talking about the tailbacks, Bowles and Dumas, the duo for Andrean. Willie the Jet Shearer and Max Pickett, tandem for Hobart. Both of them, along with their offensive lines, have set up Sorensen and Ballantyne for their success.
Yeah, you talk about both Thunder Lightning, right? You talk about J.J. Bowles, kind of that straightforward downhill runner. Same with Pickett. You got Shearer and Dumas, who are a little more elusive, do a little more dancing, hit the hole a little better vision-wise, and they make guys miss.
Congratulations to Scotty.
The only 2 touchdowns on the evening, a 12-yard scamper from Shearer, and then a 10-yard rush from Dumas, plus the field goal from Cusick. We'll step aside. We'll come back with some out-of-town scores, more on the first half, and a preview of the second half here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
For over 50 years, family-owned Bud Insurance Agency in Hobart has been providing insurance services and protection to Northwest Indiana. With protection provided by Auto Owners Insurance, Dave, Bob, and Mike can custom fit a policy to meet a person's needs. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Bud Insurance treats each client with personal attention, making your visit a pleasant one. Stop by 615 West 3rd Street in Hobart or give them a call at 942-1028. And you can always visit them on the web at budinsagency.com.
Grangers at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Grangers. Owned by a Brickie family, Grangers also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting, along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Grangers at the Clock Tower, a good time.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
I'm Tim O'Brien, former Hobart Brickie and Northwestern Wildcat quarterback. When I was playing, I always wanted to be prepared for the unexpected, planning for what might come next. As a certified financial planner with Edward Jones Investments here in Hobart, I pass on that same philosophy to my clients. Planning for the future is important. The same goes for advertising. I plan ahead and turn to the Region Sports Network because they get the job done for me. And I therefore put my trust in them, knowing they are the only game in town. And go Brickies.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I'm proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, insurance companies, and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Here on the Hose Connections halftime report, at half, the Andrean 59ers lead 10-7 over the Hobart Brickies, courtesy of a last-minute field goal from P.J. Cusick. Matt Soffler alongside Josh Huddleston here on homecoming from the campus of Andrean High School. A lot of homecoming festivities. They just introduced the homecoming court along with some performances. But let's focus of Andrean. Take a look at the Strachan Van Til scoreboard update. And this scoreboard update is brought to you by Strachan Van Til. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Josh, you've been looking at the out-of-town board. What do we got?
We got the Wheeler Bearcats 14 over the Boone Grove Wolves 0. We got the Governors 13, the Calumet Warriors 0. Crown Point all over Portage 35-6. The Pioneer Panthers 13, Hammond Central Wolves 6. We have the Hanover Central Wildcats 7, the KV Cougars 0 in the second quarter. The Maryville Pirates in the second quarter 3, the Michigan City Wolves 0. We have the Griffith Panthers over the Riverford Ingots 7-0 in the second. The Valpo Vikings 14 over the Chesterton Trojans 0, and that is in the second as well. Whiting and Westside 0, and that is your scores for the Strachan Van Til scoreboard update.
And you can follow all of tonight's region football scores live on the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, streaming on Facebook.com/regionsports and regionsports.com. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. But let's talk about some of those games out of town. Crown Point #1, they're taking care of their job. And that Crown Point team, at the way they're playing right now, we could see them in Indy.
Yeah, you know what? They're firing on all cylinders. They aggressive, ferocious defense, and then they got an offense that's extremely balanced, run and pass with their running back and their quarterback. It's out there at the county hub. They're playing some really good football.
Noah Ehrlich, under center for Crown Point, a familiar name for the Hobart Brickies, part of that transfer quarterback carousel. And then you have Kankakee Valley, who hung around with the Brickies last week. Or I shouldn't say hung around. They almost shocked the Brickies last week, and they're on the verge of falling to 0-3 in conference.
Yeah, you know what? The Hanover team is extremely high-powered on offense, and that game being 7-0 was a bit of a shock to me when I saw it come up on the Strachan Van Til's hometown scoreboard. You know, they're pretty high-powered, and with Kuntz as their quarterback, and they were out to prove themselves coming over to the NCC. They wanted to show the doubters that they can play in this conference, and so far they've had some explosive offense performances, and their defense is pretty solid, but tonight they're in a dogfight 7-0.
Taking a look at the standings of the Northwest Crossroads Conference in the third week of conference play, Hanover Central, Andrean, and Hobart all at 2-0. Lowell and Highland each at 0-1. Munster and Kankakee Valley at 0-2. So we could see some movement in the standings when the night's out.
Yeah, this kind of happened last year. I think they had a three-way tie at the end of the year, just the way this conference played out, and kind of some teams beat some teams that you didn't expect, and you know there's a lot of football left, but we are at the halfway mark at the high school football season. It's hard to believe we're already here. You know, a lot of people look for these Friday nights, and we're halfway.
Hard to believe, indeed, and adding some fuel to the fire of this game. Since 2006, when these two teams joined the Northwest Crossroads, all but 7 times, the winner of this game right here has won the conference. That's 17 matchups. 10 out of those matchups The winner, whoever's ahead on the scoreboard tonight, walks away with the conference championship. Who will walk away with it tonight? The second half on the other side here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
For over 50 years, family-owned Bud Insurance Agency in Hobart has been providing insurance services and protection to Northwest Indiana. With protection provided by Auto Owners Insurance, Dave, Bob, and Mike can custom fit a policy to meet a person's needs. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Bud Insurance treats each client with personal attention, making your visit a pleasant one. Stop by 615 West 3rd Street in Hobart or give them a call at 942-1028. And you can always visit them on the web at budinsagency.com.
It's game night in the region, presented by Von Tobel. Start of half number 2. The Andrean 59ers lead the Hobart Brickies 10-7. I'm Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston. Josh, I got a couple questions for you, but before I get there, it's time for the starting lineups of the second half, sponsored by Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group, they're here to help. Action, not words. Starting off with the Andrean 59ers, quarterback, the man we've called a lot. He's been all over the place. Scotty Ballantyne has just been something else throughout the first half. At running back, Ellis Dumas. Receivers, Logan Urbaniak, followed by Jimmy Finley, as well as the favorite target for Ballantyne tonight in Cole Jenkins. The line from left to right, James Metro, Brent Sturt, John Lemire, Ben Novak, and Connor Garsevich. And the defense for Hobart now run a 3-3-5, something you really don't see a whole lot of nowadays. It's a bit of an older style. You got Andres Castillo, Maurice MacArthur, and Andrew Martinez as your line from left to right. Bradley Gibson, Zach Bloom, Jared Hansen are your linebackers, and Connor Stafford, Jacob Ramirez, Cal Schlosser, Willie Scher, and Aiden Leonard are your defensive backs. And that was your starting lineups for tonight's matchup, brought to you by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group, continues to be recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a top law firm. Visit dgladishlaw.com for more information. And Josh, I set out a couple questions for you. Finish this sentence. Andrean sends the crowd home happy on homecoming if
they could keep their passing attack and making spectacular catches. I'll tell you what, that's been the success. Kind of that ad-libbing, Hobart's been able to get pressure, but Valentine never able to step up, keep his eyes downfield, and it kind of reminds me of Sanders over there at Colorado, just being elusive and making some throws, and his receivers are making some catches.
And then Hobart beats Andrean for the first time since 2019, if they can.
If they can establish an identity on offense, I think Hobart, from kind of the first drive, they came out and they ran the ball pretty heavy. The second drive that they scored on, they kind of mixed it up, a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. If they could just establish an identity on offense and come out and establish that, they can send their crowd home back down 61st Avenue and into town happy.
We were scoreless after the first quarter, and then both these teams scored on back-to-back drives. Ellis Dumas with a 10-yard scamper, and then the reply from Willie the Jet Shearer, a 12-yard run going the other way, tied us up at 7, and then with the seconds counting down in the half, PJ Cusick chip shot cleared the uprights by 1.5 miles.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that 4-minute drive that they needed to score as time expired and not give Hobart the chance. They were able to do so. We talked at half, maybe a little clock management situation they had going on there, but nonetheless, they came away with points. They have a lead at halftime. If you're Coach Skinner and company, you have to be thrilled at the way your team's playing, because the talk was that Andrean's having a down year, but they're starting to establish themselves. Some of these younger teams, they're extremely talented. Some of these younger teams just take a little bit to click, and when they do, it's exciting.
Both teams are getting ready for the second half, and before we get back to football, Langel's Pizza has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Langel's serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations: Highland, Schererville, and Crown Point. Order online at langelspizza.com. Langel's Pizza, the official pizza of the Region Sports Network.
I tell you what, this is why you play the game. This is why you go out on Friday nights and you line up against each other. These are 15 to 18-year-old kids. They're not perfect. They make mistakes. And that's why we love the game, because if everything was perfect and robotic and they did everything what they were supposed to do, the score wouldn't be 10-7 right now. So, these are kids are battling. They're trying their best out there. So kudos to these guys for just a great first half and battling on both sides of the football.
2019 was the last time that Hobart beat Andrean. There's nobody on this roster right now that has walked off the field against Andrean happy. They have a chance to change that. 24 minutes of football are in the books. 24 remain. Hobart will get the ball to start half number 2.
We're set for a great second half here.
Second half of exciting Niner football.
It's a packed house. They got fans in the end zone. Fans pack the stands on both sides. What an exciting atmosphere for high school football.
Nothing better than a packed crowd on a Friday night in the region. PJ Cusick gets ready to kick off half number 2 between the Hobart Brickies and the Andrean 59ers. Sky high torch is returnable. Shearer almost ran one back at the end of the half, has a solid return there just south of the 30, and that's where the Brickies will set up.
We talked at the halftime show about Hobart coming out to establish an identity. They only went to Caldwell one time. He is dynamic. He's a player that also is being highly recruited, is electric with the ball in his hands. Look for Hobart to try to find ways to get him the football.
First down and 10 from the 28-yard line. They go with a run to start. And breaking free is Shearer with green grass. And he's ushered out around midfield. 22-yard gain for him. And they call the jet. And a solid start on the ground for Hobart.
He just has that ability. He was patient in the backfield, got out to the far side, and just kind of shot out like a rocket and picked up a big gain there.
They'll reward him by moving him outside on this next play. And breaking room, some speed is Mason Jackson, but he's dragged out at the 25. Back-to-back mega runs for the Brickies.
I think it's Willie Shear again there, just absolute. We talked in the game in the pregame about him being able to take it the distance anytime he touches the football, and he's showing his wheels now with his speed. Patient again, hit the hole and accelerated through.
First down and 10 for the Brickies following multiple 2+ yard runs.
I assume they just turn around and hand it to him again.
And another run, this time not as successful. It's hard to say it would be as successful when you have back-to-back runs of more than 20 yards.
Yeah, decent 5-yard gain there. Put his foot in the ground and cut up and got what he was able to get. And Hobart's moving. We talked about establishing identity. Maybe the running game is their identity here in the second half.
Second down and 5. Wind up going up the middle. Fooled everybody in the stadium. Sorensen had a solid play fake.
We're starting to see this for running backs at all levels. The patience, they're not just taking the handoff and trying to get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They're waiting for the blocks to develop. They're being patient. We see it at all levels, from high school all the way up to the NFL. Kind of a couple years ago, Le'Veon Bell was extremely good at just kind of being patient, picking his holes, and then hitting the hole.
Shears back in the backfield. Keeper for Sorensen as green grass turns on the Jets, dives towards the goal line, just short. Flag on the play, right near the line of scrimmage. It is assumed that this one's going to come back. And indeed it will.
Yeah, those are when you run those read options and the defender tries to go with the quarterback. Sometimes it's easy for a lineman just to grab onto that jersey. So it negates the play here. But Hobart has been moving the ball on the ground, and I look for them to continue to turn around and hand the ball off.
They're waiting to figure out where to mark the ball. Now they're moving it back even more.
I don't know
what's going on, to be honest with you. It's dependent on where the foul was. And then they'll march it back from there.
I think Coach Ososika is going to want an explanation. I don't know what penalties 30 yards, but they took a lot of they went back pretty far.
You can't call two on top of each other, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on down there. We'll update you as soon as we know what just happened. But nonetheless, it looks like the Brickies are going to be backed up away to the opposing 25. So it must have been a personal foul penalty, 15 yards. So hold would be 10 from the spot. Nonetheless, we resume, and it's Shearer looking to make those yards back. Gets a few around the 15. When you've 25 to go, it's never an easy play.
Well, you don't have a 25-yard play in your playbook.
Yeah.
But Shears finding success, being patient. He's picking his holes wisely. There he went through and then and got out to the sideline for a decent gain.
Second and goal on the 23 for the visiting Bricks.
Second down and goal from the 18 following the flag and the run. Sorensen, fade ball, some contact. Flag stays in the pocket. Brings up third down.
Now it's third down.
Yeah, that was just great coverage on the near side here. Great route, great coverage, good throw. Just sometimes you just balls fall incomplete.
It was Leonard on the fade route. He's been targeted a couple times, has a catch today. Third down and goal from the 18. They're on the fringe of Langford's range. Sorensen at corner, and it's caught. Touchdown, Hobart.
We talked about Valentine ad-libbing. Johnny Sorensen with the ad-lib of himself. He was able to escape the pocket. Mason Jackson was able to float down and find himself wide open in the end zone.
And that's the fullback. First time he's contributed with the ball this season, and what a way to do it. It's been mostly used in the blocking. Second extra point attempt for Langford. He's 1 for 1 today. Kick is up and splits the uprights. Hobart takes the ball and they with it literally and metaphorically. They lead 14-10 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel, building better together.
Libby Valva, Peyton Morey, Maggie Valva, Samantha White.
Back here on the campus of Andrean High School, the only game in town, presented by Von Tobel. The Hobart Brickies lead the 59ers 14-10. Matt Saucer alongside Josh Huddleston, and Josh, Hobart got the ball to get on the get-go. A couple of big runs to start, and Drain settled down, but at the end of the day, it's Mason Jackson with his first touchdown of the season.
I tell you what, Johnny Sorensen said, you can ad-lib and run around and find receivers downfield, so can I. And he was able to keep the play alive by keeping his eyes downfield, escape the pocket, and when you're a defender, it's hard to cover for those extended period of time. And Mason Jackson was floating around in the back of the end zone. Those wide open catches are extremely tough, I'll tell you what, when that ball is coming down and there's no one around you. So kudos to Mason Jackson on his first touchdown.
3 minutes and 19 seconds melted off the clock on that last drive. Micah Jones is back for Andrean. This time kicked the other way. And getting some spaces, Cole Jenkins gets out to the 35. If you're on Andrean's schedule coming up, you best be practicing special teams for an additional period because their kick return game is immaculate.
That's pretty good. They have some burners back there that can find those holes. And, Hobart struggled in the kicking game last week against KV. They gave up 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. And, this week, they 35 is not great, but it's not awful.
The member of the homecoming corps, Scott Ballantyne, comes on for his first action of the second half. Run action, Urbaniak on the short, he gets walked back. Connor Stafford igniting the crowd.
Yeah, it was a great read by Connor Stafford. He left his man when he saw the RPO action and came up and made a tackle. I'll tell you what, Andrean receiver had some room to run had Stafford not broke that off.
Zerbaniak's first catch on the day, entering tonight only 8 receptions for 101 yards. Second down and 6 for the Niners. Valentine gets flushed out under some trouble and throws it away.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to throw that ball a little sooner. Kudos to him for not throwing it in the coverage and throwing it out of bounds and saving it for another day.
Angel Torres with the head play on the sideline, catching the throwaway pass. Third down and 6. The Brickies dial up pressure. Valentine losing daylight and can't connect.
That's thrown out of bounds.
Back-to-back passes thrown out of bounds, and similar to how they started half number 1, Andrean's forced to punt.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted if you're Andrean, but it looked like they had some possibilities there for some plays. They were unable to connect, and now they got to punt it back. And now this is a big task for the Andrean defense. They have to get a stop here. The way the first half went, the way the scores are going, this is a big possession for Andrean on defense.
Zach Bloom is back for the Brickies. Waves his hand, fair catch called. Hobart will start at the 30-yard line, solid boot. And they look to extend on their lead. They came out firing on first drive, and Andrean was a little stagnant. There were a couple of big plays, but at the end of the day, it's Brickies so far present in half number 2.
Yeah, we talked about them establishing identity and being able to be not one-dimensional and mixing it up, but they really had a lot of success on the run game with Willie Shear. His patience in the backfield, kind of picking his spots and hitting them, proved dividends on that last drive. And then, so we'll see what they come out. Does the Hobart coaching staff have the patience to just turn around and hand the football off?
Caldwell's in motion. He's only been targeted once. And the reason why is because the run game has been so successful. Shearer has been the man to beat in half number 2. A good gain on first down sets up 2nd and 5.
And we'll start to see how does Andrean adjust. If Hobart's going to stick heavy to the run game, do they bring another guy down in the box right now? That they have 4 defensive backs here across. Do they look to bring in another linebacker and try to stop the run?
Shearer's number is called again. And a solid ankle tackle by Jimmy Finley just beyond the sticks. The chains will move.
It's a great tackle by Finley there on the near side. If he doesn't make that tackle, Willie Shear's off to the races. So he was able to fight through the block and make a tackle. That's a savvy play from number 15 there.
Another Four Seasons mechanical first down. First and 10 from the 42. And a laser brought in by Caldwell, his first catch on the night. And if you looked at the scoreboard right now, you see 14-10, Hobart's up. And I told you that Caldwell just had his name written down on the stat sheet. Would you be shocked?
I mean, Hobart, he's their guy. He's their deep threat guy. He's one of their playmakers. But they also have, John Thornton can play, Willie Shear can play. So they have a lot of potential deep threats here.
Speaking of Shear, big stiff arm before he's ushered out of bounds by Jalen Holmes.
It seems like every handoff, Hobart's getting 5 yards. I think Drain's going to have to come out of this two safety set. They're going to have to bring a guy down into the box and just say, Hobart, you're going to have to beat us through the air.
Second down and 4 for the Brickies. Shear one more time, bounce out as the first down and more green grass before Holmes forces him to the sideline. There's an injured 59er That's Ezekiel Gray, slow to get up.
Now, Willie Shue did a really good job of keeping the defender off of them and able to turn that corner. And some kudos to the wide receivers on the Brickie doing some blocking on that far side.
We'll step aside as they check on Gray. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Ezekiel Gray helped up off the field, the starting defensive tackle and backup left tackle for the Andrean 59ers, who currently trail 14-10 to the Hobart Brickies. Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston on a gorgeous Friday night in Northwest Indiana. Following a first down run by Will Shearer. This time, Sorensen all alone in the backfield. Losing daylight, and he's taken down. Elijah Jackson, his first sack of the campaign, and what a way to respond by the 59ers.
That sack goes to Elijah Jackson there, but that sack was made possible by the defensive backs on Andrean. They ran a double move on Caldwell. They did not bite. Sorensen had nowhere to go, and so that's those coverage sacks. That's one of those stats that the defensive line gets it in the book. But
Sorensen a little discombobulated, makes something out of nothing before he gets the yards back and more. It just shows the veteran leadership out of Sorensen. Gets kicked in the teeth, is under some duress, and then makes it right back up.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to Jalen Williams, the Hobart Brickie, resting up at home. Recovering here, unable to be on the field. So he was in the chat on the live feed, so I just want to give him a shout out.
Hope all is well. Good news so far for him. His team's up by 4 with a chance to add some more. Sorensen gets taken down one more time. So fourth down incoming for the Brickies in decision time.
Yeah, they're going to kick a field goal. Langford's got the leg here. He's got a boot.
From the 24-yard line, this will be a 41-yard kick. His long is the same amount, 41 yards. And it's a fake. Bloom goes nowhere. Jimmy Finley in pursuit. And that's a costly play. The momentum could shift here in favor of the 59ers.
Yeah, I tell you what, those are momentum shifts right there when you fake it there and you're unsuccessful. You give Andrean the ball back with some momentum on homecoming. We call these sudden changes, so look for Andrean to take a shot downfield here in the first couple plays here.
And what do you think was going through the head on the sideline? Because it's a similar loss. We'll get to the answer for this first play, but it's a similar loss, but they come away with nothing instead of an opportunity for points. Valentine. Looking for Finley.
A great job by the Hobart defense there. That was a fake pump screen and go, and they didn't bite on the screen. Their coaches were probably telling them, sudden change, look out for the big play, and Drain went to it to try to connect on it. Hobart read it out and got some pressure on the quarterback and was able to keep it to a short gain.
Second down and 8. Finley's second catch of the day. He's all alone to the top of the screen. Dumas keeps the legs moving. Brings up third down and manageable. Some late activity. Flag flies.
There's a flag on the play.
Looks like they found something in Dumas. He's sneaky fast. He's able to get in behind his offensive line and shoot through the hole, and he's had a lot of success tonight.
We haven't seen J.J. Bowles since the first quarter. And a personal foul against Hobart. And the yards march on for Andrean.
Andrean, first down.
The seesaw is starting to tip in favor of Andrean. Get the turnover on downs, followed by a costly flag.
If this was basketball, if you were Hobart, you'd call a timeout. You lose the momentum on the fake field goal. Andrean gets the first down, penalty, and Andrean's moving in a 14-10 game. This is a cool drive here.
Valentine keeps it for a gain of 4.
Little zone read there. Those are plays where you read the defensive end, and if they commit, you pull. If they don't, you give. And it was kind of an in-betweener. Some 2 defenders of Hobart were there, so he elected to pull it. And he made a great job by getting positive yards on that play.
Finley checks into the game with just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Only 1 touchdown here in the second half. Mason Jackson from 18 yards out. High snap, whistle blows, and it looks like Andrean's moving back.
Yeah, their offensive line was firing off the ball there. They were excited. Coach Skinner can't be mad about that. They were firing off. They were it was just a hair too quick there, but they were firing off.
It'll change it to second down and 13. Gives the Hobart faithful something to cheer about following a couple of knockdowns. From the 49. Mini screen, but the Brickies sniffed that one out. Not much that J.J. Bowles could do after the catch. And a critical third down for Andrean.
Yeah, Andrean's screen game has really been second to none in the region here, but Hobart was ready for that. They were in a perfect position, perfect situation, and made the tackle for loss.
Andres Castillo on the lead effort. Third down and 13. Do you go deep to Finley here?
Maybe something across the middle of the field. What do you say?
It's up to Valentine to decide. Third down and 13. Pressure building. Valentine goes deep to Finley, and it's caught. First down, Andrean. Just what the doctor ordered for the 59ers, and the sticks move.
Yeah, post corner there. You know, they got double coverage on that guy. And I'll tell you what, man, that was a post corner route. Valentine hit his back foot, let it rip, and what a catch. Toe tap up on the sidelines. Once again, we talk about to defend the perfect pitch and catch, and sometimes it's impossible. You got to tip your cap. But unfortunately, the Hobart coaching staff's not happy.
There's a reason why he's the number 2 receiver in the region, only trailing Caldwell. New set of downs. Valentine on the keeper, green grass. Touchdown, Andrean, they're back on top.
That was a zone read. They had the entire Hobart defense faked out, put it in the belly of the running back. The defense flew one way. He pulled it out, went out the back door for a 12-yard touchdown scamper, and Andrean marched right back. We talked about how critical that drive was. The big catch set up the run right there, and we got ourselves a ball game.
Valentine's third on the ground this season. Cusick knocks it through.
And it is good.
Call and response by the 59ers. They lead by 3 heading into the waning moments of the third quarter here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. It's game night in the region, built by Von Tobel. And with just 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter, the Andrean 59ers, courtesy of their quarterback Scott Ballantyne's legs, lead 17-14 over the Hobart Brickies. Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston. Hobart had Andrean backs against the wall, third down and 13, but Jimmy Finley strikes again.
Yeah, I tell you what a beautiful pitch and catch from Ballantine to Finley. You put 2 guys on him and he still makes the catch. That's tough if you're the Hobart defense. And then Ballantine answers back with a zone read, scamper to the near side. Wide receivers blocking for him, and just a great design play by Coach Skinner there.
Shearer and Caldwell are back for the Brickies. And a short kick. Reversing back is Castillo before he's ushered down just shy of the 25-yard line. Solid coverage by Andrean. Now, if you're Hobart, you lose a drive that you had all the momentum on by failing on a fake field goal. You allow Andrean to march down the field that included a costly 15-yard personal foul penalty. How do you bounce back?
Yeah, I think you got to stick to what got you down there. You know, you turn around and you number 14, Willie Shear. Hey, show us what you got. Rely on the offensive line that you've had success running the football, and see what you're made of.
Shear's in the backfield, just behind Sorensen. And Shear's number is called, hits the corner before running out of bounds.
The question becomes, if you're Hobart, are you going to try to take a shot downfield? Andrean's secondary is playing really, really well, but do you have enough success running the football where you could start getting those guys to creep up?
Another run. Shearer one more time, cuts in before he's tackled, brings up third down. You mentioned the deep threat. Caldwell's only had 1 catch today.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy who can pretty much get open on anybody, and some of the catches that Finley makes, Caldwell can make also, and just a matter of being able to find a way to get him the ball. Maybe it's on a jet sweep, maybe it's on a hitch, maybe it's on something or shorter where they can try to get him the ball.
Brent Stewart is the injured 59er. We'll step aside. You are watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We're back here on the campus of Andrean High School. The 59ers lead the Hobart Brickies 17-14 as Brent Stewart is able to walk off under his own power. Stewart plays both ways for the 59ers.
Let's give a big Niner hand.
Primarily, though,
keeping our boys
he's the linchpin in the offensive line, starting at left guard. Getting an update on him as soon as we have one. But in the meantime, 3rd down and 4 for the Brickies. They go to old reliable Willie Shear, who has green grass and turns on the afterburners. It's his 4th run of 20 yards or more in the second half.
I don't even know how he does it. It looks like there's nothing there, and you just see him streak down the field, and pretty impressive and pretty explosive.
First down and 10 for Hobart. In plus territory. Sorensen throws across the middle. Wait on the signal. Incomplete. Gotta credit the pursuit of Luke Nyman coming through and jarring that ball loose at the last second.
Yeah, I mean, Hobart's having success running the football, and then they turn around and go 5 wide and pass for an incomplete and set themselves up behind the sticks here.
2nd down and 10. It's Pickett for the first in a while. Flag flies. Pickett continues to move the pile near the sticks. We'll see if that's relevant. Pending infraction, it won't matter. It's a hold against the Brickies, so they'll march it back 10.
We've got holding on the Brickies.
Yeah, penalties kill your drives. They had a penalty on their last drive on the fake field goal, and now, they're behind the sticks. You're looking at 2nd and 20.
19.
And it's going to, you don't have those plays in your playbook. So, they got to figure out chunk plays to put themselves in a position to get it on 3rd down.
49 seconds before the flip fields for the final frame, or should I say final frame in regulation, depending on how this one goes. Talk more about Hobart difficulty in the 4th quarter when we come back from the break. But for now, Sorensen, hand off to Pickett. Stiff arm gets to the 2nd level before he's taken down. Elijah Jackson dealt the most of that stiff arm, 18 and counting.
Yeah, Andrean, they're pinning their ears back now. They are bringing it. They are pumped up. They got their players down here getting the crowd all excited here. They take the lead in the 4th quarter, and they're amped up and they're ready to go.
1 touchdown apiece in the 3rd quarter. It's the 59ers up 17-14 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Grange at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Granger's. Owned by a Brickie family, Granger's also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting, along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Granger's at the Clock Tower. A good time.
I'm Tim O'Brien, former Hobart Brickie and Northwestern Wildcat quarterback. When I was playing, I always wanted to be prepared for the unexpected, planning for what might come next. As a certified financial planner with Edward Jones Investments here in Hobart, I pass on that same philosophy to my clients. Planning for the future is important. The same goes for advertising. I plan ahead and turn to the Region Sports Network because they get the job done for me. And I, therefore, put my trust in them, knowing they are the only game in town. And go Brickies!
Game night in the region, built by Von Tobel. Start of quarter number 4. The Andrean 59ers lead 17-14 over the Hobart Brickies. Matt Salzer alongside Josh Huddleston on cue. Perfect timing. The Brickies have had some difficulty in the 4th quarter. We'll get to that, but first, Sorensen looking to escape, fires across, and incomplete. An interesting play to start, but Josh, Hobart last week led 46-27 entering the 4th quarter against Kankakee Valley. They were outscored 21-7 and got on that bus, or should I say escaped to the bus, after that game was over.
Yeah, they were, wouldn't say happy to come away with the victory there, but they survived the 4th quarter comeback by the Kankakee Valley Cougars. And tonight they find themselves in a dogfight here. 17-14, and they're punting back to Andrean, who is doing all kinds of things on offense.
Whistle blows. 4th down and 14, so it won't mean a whole lot if it's on Andrean. If it's on Hobart, though, it adds more disaster. It'll be on the 59ers. A 5-yard penalty brings them back to the sticks. 4th down and 9.
No harm, no foul.
Jones is back for Andrean. Booming kick, fair catch called by a backpedaling Jones. Can't ask for a better start to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you know what a Andrean with a big stop on that drive. Hobart needed to move the ball. Andrean's defense answered. They were in large part because of the holding penalty. Now Hobart punts it. It's a little momentum shift. They got Andrean pinned back deep in their territory. We're in for an exciting finish here tonight.
Andrean will start at their own 7, and Josh, you got to say, this is the golden chance for the Brickies to flip the field.
Yeah, if you're Andrean, you look to put together a long drive and maybe punch one in.
High snap, Dumas gets the 59ers out of the gutter.
If you're Andrean, you're going to take your time, let the clock run down. They talk about a 4-minute offense to seal the game, but you got all this field. If you can get 5-6 yards at a time, chew up the clock, very methodical, and kind of get the Hobart defense on their heels. This could be a big drive for both teams.
Each team has all 3 timeouts. 2nd down and 8. Dumas one more time. Turns around, gets out to the 15, just shy of the sticks.
This is a big play for Hobart here. You kind of pick your poison. Are you gonna bring the heat? Andrean's had a lot of success with that RPO, those short passes, where they put it in the belly, they pull it out, throw a quick little pass. Is that something that Coach Skinner has dialed up? We'll see.
Cole Jenkins, who's been the primary target tonight, is at the top of the screen. He's opposite Finley. Hobart brings the house. Dumas finds the hole and gets to the sticks. 1st down and drain, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, Hobart brought some pressure off the edge. Good call by Coach Schreiber in the defense. Unfortunately, you had 2 pulling a guard and tackle, kick out. Dumas undercut the blitz and was able to pick the first down up.
Under 10 minutes left in what has been a back-and-forth battle here in Northwest Indiana. 2 conference foes, each at 2-0 in conference play. It's Dumas one more time. And he just keeps on terrorizing the Bricky defense.
Yeah, Andrean, you start to, we can hear it up here. We start to feel the momentum shift. Long drive. Big chunk plays right here. Eating up a lot of clock. Start at their 7-yard line, getting close to the 30.
And Dumas had an equipment issue, slow to get back to the huddle. He was able to fix whatever was wrong. 2nd down and 2 from the 29-yard line. Dumas gets right line to gain. And the sticks will move. Another Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heat and air conditioning specialists. Mention heat and air conditioning. Dumas has brought the heat tonight.
Yeah, this entire Andrean, you know, that on their homecoming, they're playing great football tonight.
Drive is almost at 4 minutes in length. Dumas, this time, the Brickies are able to sniff it out. Zach Bloom coming up from the second level to make stop.
You can tell Hobart's starting to change what they're doing on defense. They're starting to bring the pressure. They're getting away from the double coverage on Finley over there. Coach Skinner went to the well many times there and attack him for a loss. So we'll see what they do on second down if they look for Hobart to bring that pressure again.
Second down and 11 for the 59ers. We started off 0-2 and are currently riding a 2-game win streak. Jones able to come down with the pass.
For a gain of a few.
That's that RPO talked about earlier. And they've had a lot of success. They've run that extremely well for a high school football team. Shows the leadership of Valentine and just his ability as the senior here, signal caller. Those are pretty high caliber plays to be able to read that on the fly and split-second decision and make not only a good read, but a precise throw.
From 34, third down and 7. Clock ticking almost halfway through the final fourth quarter. Threads the needle. Jones has green grass. Down to the 10. Reservations for 6.
Jones for a 66-yard right-arm touchdown.
You talk about Valentine threading the needle there. He made an absolute perfect throw. Jones had to turn away from the defense, caught it, and Jones can fly. He was off to the races. And what a throw, what a catch. And Andrean on their homecoming night takes a 10-point lead over the Bricks.
Jones' second touchdown of the season from scrimmage, his third total. And Cusick's extra point puts the 59ers up 24-14. Hobart's going to have a lot to do on the other side of this break. They trail by 2 scores with 6.5 minutes to go here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
66 yards to glory for Micah Jones puts the Andrean 59ers up 24-14 over the Hobart Brickies on their homecoming weekend. I'm Matt Slosser alongside Josh Huddleston. 6.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter, and if you're Hobart, you gotta go.
You gotta go. Andrean is playing exceptionally well on both sides of the football. They've been able to stop Hobart with the safeties up top. I've been talking all broadcast and waiting for them to bring it down. They've stuck to their game plan. They stuck to what they do. They've stayed true to their identity, and they've been able to stop Hobart on offense with their standard defense. And their defense is set up where it's going to prevent a lot of Hobart to pick up big chunk plays through the air.
Cusick sends it away. Shearer on the return. Escapes the initial cloud, gets to the 50 before he's ushered out of bounds. And that's a solid start to the recipe for Hobart. They still have 3 timeouts, but a team that's relied on the run might have that weapon taken out of their arsenal.
Yeah, But you look at Willie Shear. He can take it the distance anytime he touches the football. He has that kind of speed and burst. I mean, we just kind of saw it there on the kickoff return. He's playing both sides of the ball. How much gas does he have left in the jet, if you will, to help push Hobart across the finish line here?
The Brickies will start at their 47-yard line. They start on the ground. It's Pickett. Medium gain on first down. But the enemy for Hobart right now isn't the Andrean 59ers. It's the clock.
Yeah, Hobart runs that hurry-up offense already, so they're going to have to speed it up even more.
Empty set. Sorensen takes it himself and gets out of bounds.
It looked like Andrean blew their coverage down there. Caldwell was running wide open. It's extremely hard when you're quarterback. You got to escape the pocket. There's a little bit of pressure. Caldwell threw his hand up. We get the bird's eye view. We could see it up here, but was able to smartly duck in and get out of bounds.
3rd down and 2. And off 1st down for the Brickies.
Bricks with the first down on the 40-yard line.
Under 6. Sorensen. Deep ball, Caldwell on Finley, and Finley's going to get flagged.
There's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, you're talking about those ad-lib plays. Caldwell ran a shorter route, turned it up. He was trailing him. The ball was a little underthrown, so he had to try to come back. They collide, pass interference, and Hobart's moving, and quickly. It's about less than a minute here in this drive, and they're already in the green zone, we'll call it.
Moving down the sideline is Leonard. Good enough to move the sticks.
What a stiff arm. He's got the skills, and he
Sorensen threads the needle, and it's caught in the end zone. Old reliable TJ Caldwell. Touchdown Brick. They respond right back. This game ain't over till it's over.
That was a great play by Sorensen. Stood tall in the pocket and delivered that ball right across the middle. Caldwell had to go down and get it, but nonetheless, he made a great catch, and we got ourselves a ball game.
Caldwell's fifth touchdown of the season. He was named one of the most underrated wide receivers by SB Live Sports. The only one out of the state of Indiana. The list was short. Only 25 names on that list. There's a lot of wide receivers in the United States of America. PAT from Langford is through. Andrean looks to put this game on ice, up by 3, but each team still has 3 timeouts. Andrean gets the ball on the other side. You are watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel, building better together.
Back on the campus of Andrean High School, where the 59ers lead 24-21 over the Hobart Brickies. Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston. We just saw TJ Caldwell earn his 5th touchdown of the season to cut the gap down to 3. Hobart's about to kick it away to the 59ers. Each team has 3 timeouts left with just over 4 minutes left. What do you think we see?
Yeah, I mean, it took Hobart about 2 minutes to score there, a little over 2, probably about 2.5 minutes to score. If you're Hobart, you got to kick it deep and you got to trust your defense. And, what does Andrean do? Are they going to try to be conservative, run the ball, punt it, and try to defense, or are they going to stick to their offense?
The dynamic duo of Jones and Jenkins are back for the 59ers. Jones was responsible for the touchdown to put Andrean up by 10. It was 66 yards through the air. Jenkins fields it at the 4. Tries to go down Main Street, but is gobbled up shy of the 20.
And now the game of strategy comes out. Coach versus coach, play call versus play call, players. This is where the cat and mouse game. This right here is what makes football so exciting. Not only are you playing against the on the field, but to the point you alluded to, you're playing against the clock as well, and a little strategy with timeouts and the ability to run and pass and eat up clock or play offense. So we'll see what Andrean decides to do.
59ers look to put this game on ice. There's no better person to do it than Dumas, but that time goes nowhere. And the Brickies will burn their first of 3 timeouts. It's been a long time since Hobart has gotten back on the bus after playing Andrean with a win. 2019 was the last time that Hobart came away with a win. No one on the current roster for the Brickies has experienced that. It's homecoming for Andrean, and we're getting the perfect story here on this Friday night.
Yeah, you're talking about 2 powerhouses in the region battling it out on gridiron, and Hobart coming with the short end of the stick, 3 years now, and in good position going into the game. And Andrean, if you read in the newspaper and read into what the critics say, you'd say Andrean's having a down year. But they played 2 tough opponents at the beginning, and so they're starting to respond. Sometimes it takes a while to get that mesh going when you relied so much on Dre Owen last year. That was your guy, and he could change the game at any point he wanted to. So some of these younger guys got to step up and play, and so we're seeing it. It's coming to life before our eyes tonight.
2nd down and 11 for Andrean. 2 timeouts left for Hobart. Both Bowles and Dumas are in the game. Dumas' number gets called again, but at this point, Hobart can just expect it. They stand tall defensively. 3rd down and long. 2nd charge timeout to the Brickies. And if you're the 59ers, what's your play call? Do you go through the air and put this game on ice with the risk of giving the Brickies a free clock stoppage?
Yeah, I think every play in your playbook's open if you're Andrean. I mean, there's just a little under 4 minutes. An incomplete pass isn't necessarily the difference in this game. And I was actually surprised to see Hobart burn a timeout there, knowing that there's still 4 minutes to go in the game. And if it goes down to about 3 minutes, you still got time. But you kind of allow Andrean to, with that timeout, you kind of allow Andrean to open their playbook. If they don't burn a timeout there, potentially Andrean, would be forced to put the ball on the ground again if it was, under 3 minutes. So regardless, if you're Hobart, you have to play penalty-free football. You got to keep everything in front of you.
3rd down and 10 for the 59ers. First down can essentially put this game out of reach. They go through the air. Valentine, complete to none other than Cole Jenkins. He'll be just shy of the sticks, it looks like.
Calling first down.
And they'll actually rule that he got just to the line. First down, Andrean. Only one timeout left in the back pocket for the Brickies.
What a great play design by Coach Skinner here. Ran the flood pass this way. He ran a comeback right at the sticks. You're talking next level mentality there, knowing where the first down was, going past it and coming back to it.
Jenkins went out of bounds, so the clock stops. They go right back to the ground to Dumas. Short gain. Hobart burns their final timeout.
And that's a final timeout for.
So doing some quick clock math. No timeouts, 3:33. About to be 2nd down and 9.
If you're volunteering to decorate,
Can burn about 50 seconds on each play, average speaking. So that gets you to
or the gym to help decorate
about a little under 2 minutes, assuming that it's 2 short runs and 2 short stops. So it's not over yet for the Brickies, but they have to be efficient, and then they're going to have to run a sprint if they get the ball back.
Yeah, you're talking high school football, though. Anything can happen. You do have, Hubert's fortunate enough to get a stop here. You do have the special teams component of high school football. You're talking about long snapper to punter to, there's a lot of variables at play from here until the clock strikes 0.
Not to mention that if Andrean gets to the point where they would have to punt it away, you got a guy with the nickname the Jet waiting on the other side.
And also you got, you look at, not to think ahead here, but you got Langford who's got a boot.
Yep.
And so you only need to get in field range at that point. So there's a lot of variables left at play, but, none of that matters if Hobart can't get a stop.
First thing is first for the Brickies. 2nd down and 9 for the 59ers. A high snap. Dumas gains a few before he's stacked up.
We're down to a few yards on that game.
Jared Hansen
for a 3rd down and
in on the scrum.
8.
30 seconds on the play clock.
If I'm Andrean, once again, I think the playbook's at your disposal. I don't think an incomplete pass, especially if you run the clock down, if you're Skinner, you might want to run it and put the faith in his defense that's played exceptional all night. But, you got Finley over there who is pretty much a sure hand over there.
He's matched up one-on-one against Caldwell. And a timeout called, and this one, Andrean, a money down as they call it.
By the Niners.
We're talking clock management up here in the booth. You're talking if you turn around and hand the ball off and get stopped short, Hobart gets the ball back under 2 minutes.
About 1:50 if it's as traditional as it's been.
And Hobart, would have to go, super fast. And Andrean's strength is their secondary, so it kind of plays into your strength. Either way you slice it for the Andrean 59ers.
But now the main question is, it basically comes down to how much time do you want to give the Brickies? Because you get an incomplete pass, then you're looking 2.5 minutes for Hobart with the ball.
when you're talking 2 minutes, 2:43, and they only have to get in field goal range. Now, if you're talking touchdown, then if you're Skinner, maybe your offensive strategy changes a little different here. But maybe they catch Hobart in a situation where Hobart's bringing the pressure and they run a screen pass. Maybe something a little more conservative than just turning around and handing it off.
Down in 8 from the 33. The Brickies stack the line, 9-8, now 7 to snap. Valentine, teardrop goes right past the outstretched hand of Finley. So they go through the air, it doesn't work, and I'd assume a punt for Andrean. And Hobart's going to get the ball back, barring anything unforeseen. Now, I have to mention, when they played Valparaiso in week 2, it was Andrean who muffed the punt. And we've seen crazier things at this field.
Yeah, Hobart gibbled there on defense. They played man across the board and brought pressure.
Fair catch. Played safe by Bloom. So at the 38-yard line is where the Brickies will start as they try and spoil the homecoming show here in Andrean.
If you're a fan of high school football, you are a fan of this right here. For the viewers at home, the fans in the stands, and us calling it, this is what you live for if you're a football fan right here. 2-minute offense, homecoming Andrean. Hobart hasn't won in 4 years. This is going to be an exciting finish here.
The final chapter of an epic story. 1st and 10 from the 38 for the Brickies, down by 3 with no timeouts. Andrean has a couple. Sorensen gets flushed out. Pass is caught but out of bounds. So they'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 on the 38.
Surprised Hobart to go so with the deep routes on the first play of that drive. They could still. It sounds crazy when I'm going to say this, but they can still run the ball because Willie has the ability to bust one, especially if Andrean's playing loose on their coverage.
It was Willie Shearer who just fell out of bounds, a miscommunication, and here comes Sorensen. Able to get in the plus territory, a broken play pays off.
When you play loose, you create those natural gaps. And so that's kind of what happened there. I mean, it looked like Hobart was going to run the football that we alluded to because they only have to get in field goal range.
They're knocking on the door of Langford's Song. And Willie Shear gets the ball, goes to safety out of bounds to stop the clock.
Breaks one out of bounds. 2nd.
The playbook's at your disposal. You still have the running game. You got to keep the defensive line honest. You can't let them just pin their ears back and try to hit a spot to get to your quarterback. And so you have some plays in your playbook.
2nd down in 7. Shear on the carry. Jackson prevents him from going any further. At the 40, a gain of 2. There's an injured 59er. We're under 2 minutes, so that'll be a timeout burned for the 59ers. Not what you want to see for Andrean, giving the Brickies a chance to draw things up again.
Yeah, it's that allows Hobart to regroup.
So the clock stops at 1:53. We'll step aside. The final furlong of a Northwest Crossroads battle when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Elijah Jackson, who had a sack earlier, walked gingerly towards the sideline under his own power. 3rd down and 5 in 4-down territory for the Brickies, down by 3. Shearer hits the corner, has the first down before he's tackled out of bounds. Start talking about touchdown-saving tackles with how Shearer can easily break one. Coming through there was Luke Nyman, the corner.
And that's when we talked a little bit, about still have the ability to run the football. You only had to be in field goal range, and they're getting close to the cusp here.
Had to get to about the 20 to match the long. Leonard on the catch. His long is 41, so that would mean the 24-yard line.
2nd down.
And they've already eclipsed that. Here's they're knocking on the door, barely in the red zone. 2nd down and 2. Sorensen across the middle, it's complete, and fighting his way to the 5 is none other than Shearer.
Aiden Leonard there on the big body, then Aiden Leonard. I tell you what, if you're Coach Osika there and you see your quarterback going out left and throwing the ball across his body into the middle of the field in this situation, it's not what you want, but when you're Johnny Sorensen, you got a lot of confidence in not only yourself but your receivers. You go ahead and make that throw.
Timeout called by Andrean. 1st down and goal from the 5 for Hobart. So if you're Coach Skinner for Andrean, you assume tie, given that they're well within the field goal range of Langford. What's your approach here?
You got to gamble a little bit here. Hobart's at the you can't play too conservative because then that's when you give up scores. So maybe you got to bring some pressure, hope to get a tackle in the backfield, put them in a situation where Hobart tries to go to the end zone. I think last year Hobart was driving with the chance to win the game, and Aaron got an interception to end the game last year. So those are things. When you start putting pressure, you can't sit back on your heels and let things happen. You have to go and create a play on defense, and that's what I'm doing if I'm Andrean. I'm gonna draw up a blitz. I'm gonna draw up a coverage, play man across the board, and get up in the receiver's face of Hobart and challenge them, and see if Hobart can answer the challenge.
1 minute, 12 seconds with the Brickies knocking on the door, down by 3. Leonard's in motion. Shearer, open alley, waiting on the signal in the end zone. The Brickies reclaim the lead with 1:07 left, 27-24. We have seen it all here at Andrean.
I tell you what, that was a will run from Willie Shear, if you will. The willpower of Willie Shear just kind of kept his legs turning and just kind of got the big push from the guys up front. Was able to get into the end zone.
His 8th on the season, his 2nd today. A massive extra point coming from Langford. And it's rejected! Finley flies in and keeps it at a 3-point game.
Yeah, now that you talked about a big extra point there. You talked about Andrean with the timeout at their disposal. You talk about Finley. You talk about those big receivers, Ballantyne's arm, a good kickoff return, and 2 big plays, and they're looking to kick a field goal.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, Cusick has already made one today. It was a chip shot, basically the same length as an extra point. Outside of that, his long is 24 on the season. So that would mean you'd have to get inside the 10-yard line to match that. So it's a little bit longer than what Hobart would have to do if they were in the same spot.
Andrean's got they've weapons. They've got receivers. We saw Micah Jones take it the distance on a hitch route. So Andrean has the ability to take it the distance as well. So how does Hobart play on defense? Do they play conservative? Do they play back? With timeout, clock stops on first downs here in high school, and stops on guys getting out of bounds. So a minute's a really long time in high school football.
A minute and 7 seconds left of football in regulation here on homecoming at Andrean High School. The Brickies just reclaim the lead courtesy of Billy the Jet Shear.
Does Skinner call up reverse on a kickoff? Some throwback pass? The Music City Miracle.
Jones is back along with Jenkins. They go to Jones at the 5. Cuts back up the middle, shakes one, shakes another, and is tackled at the 26.
I tell you what, he's electric with the ball in your hands. And if you were a Hobart fan, he broke that first tackle, and I think I heard an audible gasp coming across the field there. It was he was a Hobart defender away from going the distance.
Hobart with a defensive stop will earn first win against Andrean since 2019. Since 2007, the winner of this game has won the conference 10 times. Valentine running out of room. Almost Jimmy Finley, but it's broken up on the back end. And it's the number 1 defensive back, Connor Stafford, getting the fingertip in and causing the incompletion.
Yeah, that was like a volleyball spike there. He jumped up and serving it over the net, hit it back. But hey, Andrean, I mean, that if they completed that pass, that's about a 20-yard gain there. They put themselves in good position. So that was a game of inches, and so that was right there. There was a game of inches.
Second down and 10. Has time, now under trouble, and is sacked. Marcus Fernandez breaks through and forces Andrean to use their final timeout and puts them in a third and very, very long situation.
On the field.
Yeah, that was a coverage sack. I want to give credit to the defensive line, but you also got to give credit to those defensive backs. Valentine's first read, Valentine's second read, his third read. None of those were there. There's great coverage in the secondary, and he didn't have anything to do with the ball besides take the sack, and puts him in a third and long. These are sometimes you start. Hobart's playing a little. They're they're giving a lot of cushion here. Andrean's screen game is second on. They got really good athletes at receiver. So this game's far from over right now.
You're on the sideline. What do you call?
What do I call? You're gonna put me in the hot seat right now?
The hot seat.
I think right now with 46 seconds left, I'd probably run a dig across the middle to number 15. Get his big body over there and see if he can pick the first down.
4 down territory. Third down and 14 for Andrean. On their homecoming with a packed crowd. .46 seconds left. Trailing by 3. Valentine running out of room and is sacked yet again. No timeouts. Anthony Nilo comes away and puts Andrean with their heels over the line. It's going to take a lot. But like you said, it ain't over till it's over. 12 seconds, they have to get on the line. And at this point, you're looking at razzle dazzle, fumble, Rooski. We might even have to create our own name for a play if this is successful. Valentine has the legs to run. Goes past the line of scrimmage and is taken down. And for the first time since 2019, the Brickies defeat the 59ers.
Hey, you got to give credit to where credit is due. This was a hard-fought match all night long. Both teams played exceptional football. It's unfortunate that there's got to be a loser in this game because both teams played well, battled it out to the last second of the game. Hobart was able to come away victorious, but Andrean, a very well-improved team, and they're starting to get things put together.
Brickies spoil the homecoming weekend for the 59ers as they shake hands. We'll step aside. We'll come back with post-game coverage, superlatives, and more here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Grange at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Granger's. Owned by a Brickie family, Granger's also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting, along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Granger's at the Clock Tower, a good time.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Final score from Andrean on homecoming. The Hobart Brickies march in and win 27-24. Their first win since 2019 over the 59ers. I'm Matt Sossler alongside Josh Huddleston, and Josh came down to the wire.
Yeah, what a terrific ball game by both teams. We saw some excellent play. We saw some great passes, great catches, great tackles, great defense, great offense. we really saw it all tonight. You know, two teams that battled it out on the gridiron, two talented football programs, both Johnny Sorensen and Ballantyne. Those guys are tremendous talents. We've got to see them throw the ball, run the ball. Just a really good high school football game that came down to the wire, gave these fans on Friday night something to do, and just what a good, exciting football game.
It was Willie Shearer, just over a minute left, that put Hobart ahead for good. And speaking of Willie the Jet Shearer, we have some awards to give out, starting with the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game.
Our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game is Hobart's very own Willie the Jet Shearer. Oh, he is the spark plug to that offense. When he's in there and he gets the ball, you just hold your breath because he could take the distance at any time. Multiple 20-yard runs, a touchdown early on in the game, and then the last 5-yard touchdown where he willed himself to victory into the end zone and ultimately to victory by keeping his legs driving behind the big offensive lineman. So he is our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game.
Crowell Companies, they have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes. Gotta have a blue-collar player of the game. Gotta name it, Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. It was a tough go for Andrean, but they have bright spots.
Yeah, the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game is Micah Jones, the wide receiver, the senior from Andrean. Just kind of a gritty performance. He had the big touchdown, which put him up. He broke away, and he just played. He was all over the field tonight on offense, and just a really true grit from Micah Jones tonight for our blue-collar player of the game.
It was the touchdown that put Andrean up by 10. Really ignited the spark of this crowd before Hobart came storming back. Mentioned Hobart storming back. But before I get to that, you got to talk about Boilermakers Local 374. They earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. That comeback by the Brickies, the proud Union home play of the game.
It's got to be Willie Shearer's 5-yard touchdown run, which just kind of willed himself into the end zone there. Clock ticking down, no timeouts. You got to get in to save the clock, and he just kind of got behind his big offensive line, drove his feet, and it was it's not an exciting play from a yardage standpoint, but just the will in the end zone and ultimately being the difference of this ball game.
The proud Union home play of the game, presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future. And before we say goodnight, Josh, from an eventful night here at Andrean, final thoughts.
Yeah, just a really hard-fought game by both teams. When you talk to the coach and hear strategies going into the football game, sometimes it doesn't just play out as you would have kind of anticipated it. But nonetheless, a really good, hard-fought game. It was a relatively clean football game. We got to see a lot of high-caliber plays, RPOs, throws. Both of these teams are trending in the right direction.
Both teams continue on. Hobart has the driver's seat for the moment in the Northwest Crossroads with the win over Andrean. Stay with Reach Sports as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. RN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio. But before we say goodnight, some special thanks starting off with the management here at the Region Sports Network, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer, Claude Martinez, and our sports director, Jack Thiel. Our crew on site here at Andrean, our producer, Nick Russ, and our camera operator, Scott Stessel. And spilled thanks to the coaches, Craig Osiga of Hobart, Andrean's Chris Skinner, athletic directors from Hobart, Mike Black, and from Andrean, Neil Dimos, and all of the viewers tuning in, whether you enjoyed the outcome, whether you'd like to see a different outcome. Nonetheless, it was a fantastic football game here on Friday night homecoming at Andrean. For Josh Huddleston, I'm Matt Sossler. Final score, Hobart comes back from down 10. They win 27-24 over Andrean. Thank you for watching this presentation of Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel and the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.